know, before YouTube fucked it all up, I had the greatest job in the world, opening for Hypnocast every night.
But then we got the call, and YouTube hammered us for Moxie's tits.
So now I'm jobless and broke with nowhere to go.
Your phone ringing.
Oh,
Your
the phone
ringing.
is ringing.
Big boy, come pick up your phone. How you know pick up your phone? Your phone.
Hello, this is the Gopher. Who is it?
Hello, Gopher. The time is now. Hypnocast Season 3 is here, and we want you back.
Holy shit, boys, we are back in business.
That son of a bitch is gonna scream any minute now. Let the show begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Probably all agree you can't cut 12-year-old Timmy's cock off.
Yeah. I like how you said cut for like half a second.
Yeah. Well, it's cut and cock, and it came out cuck, and yeah, that's. Whoops! Oh fuck! Oh no! Mistakes were made.
He's been waiting in the shadows patiently.
I just smashed JT the fuck out of this.
Your face is turning red.
Yeah, because I know that the next SNH I'm gonna be fucked.
Oh yeah.
But at least I
With a
won't be
horse
fucked.
cock.
That's an unknown part of the map, so I didn't see it yet. Could I survive if I jump? Nope. Nope. Nope.
America the greatest country in the world?
No.
If you were offered a one-way ticket to leave the country, never come back, but it's all expenses paid, would you accept that offer?
I don't think that I would leave. I wouldn't leave either.
Wow.
Oh, I just it's okay. I did that. I took him with me. Oh shit.
Yo.
It's always the black people holding everybody else down.
Time out. All right. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Tired of this shit. This communist ass game, whatever. Just doesn't want
Somebody
me to play.
else got it. You didn't get in.
Yeah, it's just a lot of racism today. All right. Y'all have fun. I'll just continue to watch and cope and see.
Sounds good.
And look at this motherfucker pretending he's gonna watch more Stranger Things.
Yeah, you know he's gonna watch Stranger Things all day. Either that or like some game or something.
Doesn't mean I don't have my phone next to me. You know?
Watching porn.
That's tomorrow. Okay, bye.
MILF Hunters Part 14.
Now, Hypno, I could have hit you with a shuriken. I opted not to because I'm a good friend.
That's fucked up, you liar. You're a liar. You're an absolute liar. You're a liar. I knew it. Never trust white people.
Thank you, and I wouldn't have done it. You could have said thank you, but you said like, yeah,
Because I knew you were gonna do it.
This motherfucker does not pay me to do this.
Holy shit.
That's right, boys. That's right. Shout out to everybody. Look at everybody complaining about the third intro. Look at that. Look at that. Everybody's complaining about a third intro. I don't give a fuck. The gay dance is here to stay. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We are live, boys. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you got to bring it in close, man. Come on, guys. It's Thursday. It is Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. We made it past Terrible Monday, kind of awful Tuesday, Hump Wednesday. Now we are in Thursday. King Demon Wing says we need a fourth playing. No, I'll only do it if somebody drops a 50 membership hyperbanger. But otherwise, I think we played enough intros. It's okay. It's okay. Let's move on to the hug. This is the best part. This is the best part, ladies and gentlemen. Move on into the hug. We got to hug it out. Let's go. Get in here. Stop trying to dodge it. You can't dodge it. All you people that are constantly trying to dodge it, it's not going to work. You're not safe. Mad Fun Cool, you're not safe. No, you're not. No, you're absolutely not. Get in here. Let's go. Let's go. Listen very closely. If you are watching over on YouTube, like the stream. Like it now. If you are watching over on Rumble, like the stream. If you are watching over on Twitter, like the post. And if you're watching anywhere else right now, well, it's probably impossible because you're most likely playing Crimson Desert. So like the stream. Like the stream. Guys, can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking? What are we checking today? We already know what you're checking today. Everybody's checking Crimson Desert, man. Come on. Come on. ESG scores are at their maximum. We're fully funded. Like the stream. There's no need to check anything else. We already know you're checking Crimson Desert. I already know. You already know. Choppy already knows. RIP Choppy. We already know that, boys. All right, man. Listen, let's get into the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who's hanging out with us today. Who is in the chat right now? Hanging out with every single one of this on this glorious Thursday. It's a beautiful Thursday, man. Beautiful Thursday. We got Raza over on Rumble. Shout out to Raza. What's going on? We got Dylan B. We got Tim Grove. We got Phil Espa. Choppy is in heaven. That's true. That's true. Choppy's in heaven. We got Mercy. You are unhuggable. I am unfuckable. There is a difference.
Holy shit.
God damn. That's rough. We got Shitfill. We got Sargon over on Rumble. We got Matt Fun Cool. We got Odin Dark. We got Amar WK. Spring sale check. Yes, guys, today starts the Steam spring sale. Is anybody else excited? I'm excited. We're all excited to go broke. It's the Steam sale, guys. Steam sale. We got Dylan B. Dietrich Connick over on Rumble. Guy Caramon is out the box, in the box, out the box, in the box, out the box, in the box. God damn it. Raza again on Rumble. Official Retromania. I am playing Crimson Desert, but running your stream in the background. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are doing that right now. We got Midnight Mike over on Rumble. Jason Alator. We got MT Pockets. What's going on, MT Pockets? We got John D. We got the voice of the water. Dylan B. What's going on, Dylan B? We got Sonia Lissette. The one and only Sonia Lissette. She got so offended by the second profile. That's funny. Ron DFK. Wyron. Oh, wait. Touch the hat. Everybody touch the hat right now. Touch the fucking hat. We got Wyron of the Bly. What's going on, man? I am here, he says. We got Yamato 85. We got Grimlock screaming at the top of his lungs. We got Joel Jimenez. Y2K Cowboy over on Rumble. I did no such thing. No such thing. We got Commander Sonok. We got Santa Kid. We got Weedy for Sweetie. We got Lucky Boy. We got Dragon. We got Ali Kusanagi. Split Tax. What's going on, man? Wow, Crimson Desert ain't got nothing on X Voto. Oh boy, okay. Okay. T-Jazz Art and Comics. Dark Exile over on Rumble. Who else is here, man? We got Chaotic Holy. We got Panthra. All right, 4 more people. Then we got to get on with the show, man. 4 more people. Let's go, boys. What do we got? Frenchie07, Limitless Andre, Setsuda Shadow, Matthew Watson. Who else is here, man? Raven X50 over on Rumble. We got Dade 404, Ray the Graybeard, Phil Espa, Blue Octopus is screaming at the top of her lungs. We got Melody Johnson. We got Nick Havoc, Odin Dark, Old Man Cad, Radoka, Jason Lowry. And last but not least, we got Philip. We got Pizza Cat. We got a Kickin' Danitz. And we got Full Metal 921 with a side of War Wizard. And 3AB with Doggy the Gnome. All right, boys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member. It's Thursday. That is the second biggest money shot of the week, boys. It is a Thursday. Who is getting the final call out on this beautiful Thursday evening? Who is it going to be? Let's find out, man. We got... Nope, that's not one. Hold on. We got... Here we go. Sanikin. So up your dodge game, bigots. Save yourself from a humiliation to go down by 3. Shielded from the reverse. 1, 2, 3.
Holy shit.
You know, people really feel like they're very safe over on Rumble. They feel like they're extremely safe over on Rumble. It's actually insane. It's insane. YouTube likes to protect themselves more than Rumble, but Rumble feels like they're just so safe. They feel like they're so safe. They could just say hi to each other. They could talk to each other during the chaotic money shot. It's absolutely insane. Congratulations to Raza. You are the recipient of the money shot today. Wrong one. Wrong one. Why'd you do that? You're stupid. I don't know why I did that. It's kind of weird, actually. Here's the proper one.
What the?
Like the stream, boys. Protect yourselves, goddammit. All right, man, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. All right, just because everybody's playing Crimson Desert doesn't mean that the conversation suddenly just stopped. Actually, there's some interesting things that are going on. But today we are going to be talking about Crimson Desert. We're going to talk about initial thoughts, initial reactions to the game from myself, who played it for about 2.5 hours just now. I ended that stream, came over here, and we're going to go back over there once we're done with Hypnocast to play some more. But yeah, we're going to talk about initial impressions, and then we're going to talk about IGN's pathetic review of Crimson Desert. I've decided that I'm going to make a dedicated video to a couple of things. I'm going to make a dedicated video. Just stay tuned. I got crazy content planned. I'm going to make a dedicated video to the Digital Foundry shillery nonsense. Bro, these guys, oh my God. Like, Digital Foundry has completely dropped their pants, where they basically openly admitted that they should not have put out their initial thoughts about NVIDIA DLSS 5 without seeing what everybody else thought first. These guys are the literal definition of looking to see what the audience believes, like what the acceptable initial thought about the public is, and then they just go with that. Instead of being honest about what you feel, you're like, yeah, we should have waited until what everybody else thinks, and then we would have said something. Like, you fucking pussies. You absolute pussies. Anyway, so I'm going to make a dedicated video to that. I'm also going to make a dedicated video to IGN's hypocrisy regarding reviewing Crimson Desert early and giving it a 6. But apparently it's not okay to review Marathon early. The fuck is that about? So I'm going to make a dedicated video to that as well. And the overall interesting attacks that are happening from the gaming media on Crimson Desert. So we'll go over that. But no, today we're going to be looking at their review. We're going to be checking that out and seeing what's going on with the 6 out of 10, according to IGN, when it comes to when it comes to Crimson Desert. So that's going to be the main topic. We're also going to be talking about Ubisoft laying off another 105 people over at the studio that was co-founded 30 years ago by Tom Clancy himself. We're going to talk about Crystal Dynamics laying off people again for the 4th time in the last year alone. We're going to talk about how Capcom has announced that 2025 was its 12th year in a row of growth. And it's all thanks to the PC market, which for now 2 or 3 years now has been their #1 market. And it's only continuing to grow. We're going to talk about the Cryo Archive thing, apparently in Marathon, that everybody was looking forward to, that everybody was waiting to review. And yet, apparently it only happens on the weekends. That's weird. We're going to talk about Warner Brothers and the merger with Paramount, where apparently that might be the death of Mortal Kombat and Hogwarts Legacy and more. Apparently they don't want to continue these franchises. It might be a $6 billion cut from the Paramount Skydance merger, which is a very interesting story. We got to talk about that. And we're also going to touch on, if we have time, CD Projekt Red. It has now been discovered that apparently there is another video game in development from CD Projekt Red. It is in early production. It's called Codename Hadar. No idea what the fuck that's about, but we're going to check that out and see what's going on with that. All right, boys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about, but before we do that, we got Pre-Stream Legends, boys. We got to thank the people that go the extra step every single stream. Yesterday, we hit 600 tier 1s in a row. 600 tier 1s in a row. And if you guys missed the celebratory video, well, that was your only chance to watch it, because I can't play it again because everybody here hates gay dancing. I'm just kidding. That's right, boys. That's right, boys. 600 tier 1s in a row, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely insane. We also hit 283 tier 2s in a row. So we got 17 more before we hit 300 on that metric. That is crazy. Thank you guys so much, man. It is insane. So let's thank the people that always take the extra step. Starting off with Ron DFK with a 2 says, RIP Choppy. I have no idea what you're talking about. Who's Choppy? Who is Choppy? We got a Kickin' Donuts with a 2. You should have eaten the bunny. Come on, bro. I feel like that's worse. Is that not worse? We got Mr. Melancholy with a 149 super sticker. Thank you, Mr. Melancholy. I appreciate that, man. We got Just Afford with a 189. RIP to that bunny. Total furry destruction. It lived a good life. Setsuda Shadow also gifting a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Secret Final Boss with a 1050. It's my birthday today. Oh, snap. Everybody, listen. Everybody throw in cake emojis right now in the chat on YouTube and on Rumble. It's Secret Final Boss's birthday. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Shout out to Secret Final Boss, man. Happy birthday, dude. Shout out to you, man. Black Tailgate with a 2. Bunny emojis, really? Thank you. Chaotic Holy with a 10 says more dancing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Somebody appreciates the greatness of the legendary dance. We got a Dare Soto with a 5. Hypno, the rabbits are watching you. They know what you did. No, they're not. No, they're not. Let's stop lying. The rabbits are not watching right now. We got Speedy Cake with a 10. Bought Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War this morning. It's made by the Bolt Gun devs. Nice. Was it on sale? I'm sure it was on sale for the Steam sale. That's awesome. Daddy Flip Shazam gifting 5 memberships, and the chat scream. And considering that is the first one of the stream, you already know what that means.
鳥に下げたスタート進むかない振り向かない明日は絶対もっとシャイニー自分次第深めに合い今すぐスタートボタンを押してみるの私はこんなんじゃないはず
Shout out to Daddy Flip Shazam. Thank you so much, brother, for the 5 memberships. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And then Daddy Flip Shazam again with a 5. Hail all. But it's March Madness, and I'm going to have to do a late sports allegedly stream. You all have fun, and remember to stay moist. This moist thing has got to end, man. It's got to end. It's got to end. Daddy Flip Shazam says, oh, snap, I've never been the first. Yes, man, you summoned Kiryu today. You summoned Kiryu today. That's awesome. Shout out. And then we got a Dare Zoto with a 2. Remember, IGN 9 out of 10, Dragon Age. That didn't end well. Yep, I was going to talk about that. I'm going to break all that down in my video. Don't worry. We're going to talk about the fact that they rated IGN 9 out of 10. We're going to talk about the fact that fucking Jason Schreier's out here trying to pretend like Crimson Desert's the worst thing ever. Where it's so bland, it's so boring, whatever. Meanwhile, he's the one that was like, get woke, go to the top of the charts with Dragon Age the Veilguard, and then he got felted after the game flopped. Yeah, great job with that one, sir. We'll talk about that. We got Odin Dark with a 2. Not enough gay dancing. More. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. King Demon Wing is answering the call. The chat screamed more, and he answered the call. 10 membership mega banger. And the chat continued to scream. Shout out to King Demon Wing. Thank you so much, my man, for the 10 membership mega banger. I appreciate that. We got Black Tailgate with a 2. Chopped is the perfect show for Choppy. I'm sure it is. Jason Long becoming a member all on his own. Shout out Jason Long. I appreciate that. Lockwire with a 5. When I hear journos complain a game is too hard, I think of Cuphead. Also, I'm moist after watching Cassie play Crimson Desert like it's baby's first game. Shout out Lockwire. Appreciate that. War Wizard with 189. Choppy the Moist Rabbit. It's crazy, bro. Adair Soto with a 2. Rabbit Stew. Delicious. Moist Hypnotic. Have some. I rather not. Daddy Flip Shazam with a 2. Crimson Moist Desert. This is unbelievable. On Rumble, we got Space Monkey with $1, adding a 5th option to your poll. Wait a year for the game to be patched, and the mods are ready. Patient gamers always win. That is true. That is true. As a reviewer, I can't wait a year if it's available on the platform of my choice. So, that doesn't work for me personally. But for everybody else, yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree with that. Y2K Cowboy with a 10 over on Rumble says, you killed Choppy. I didn't do anything like that. I don't know what you're talking about, but I didn't do a single thing like that. I'm going to need you to find proof because it did not happen. It did not happen. D Draconic with $1 over on Rumble says, RIP to Choppy. RIP Choppy. I didn't do it. Somebody else did, though. And then we got Raza with $1 says, no, Choppy. Never happened. Never happened. We got Midnight Mike with $1. That bunny didn't bounce. It did not. It did not. Crash Collins with $1. RIP to Choppy. Apparently he's moist now. Okay. Deadariah with $1 says, you're a cold-blooded murderer. RIP Choppy. I have no idea what we're talking about. Toradol with a 2 says, did you at least keep Choppy's feet? In order to do that, we would have to find the body, which we did not when somebody else killed Choppy. So, yeah, I can't say that we had the feet, no. Gray the Merchant with $1. Shit. So your gameplay of Crimson Desert looks good. Too bad I'm poor. Slay the Spire 2 is my carry for the year. 2 more characters to go finish their base runs. My favorite Necrobinder dooming. I appreciate that. Slay the Spire is definitely the kind of game that you could get hundreds of hours out of, so it's not exactly a bad game to try to go the long haul with. So, good choice on that. And then we got a raid from me, GG Live, over on Rumble. Thank you, man. I appreciate the raid. Shout out to the Raiders. Thank you so much. And then we got War Wizard with 199 picking raspberries in Crimson Desert right now. That's pretty much what a lot of people are going to be doing. James Up with a 2. R.I.P. Choppy. R.I.P. Choppy, man. Whoever killed Choppy, terrible. Adair Soto with a 2. Crimson Desert is at 230K. We're going to talk about that, but it's funny. I predicted 250,000. And Kata was like, this game's doing 500,000 day one easy. And I'm like, bro, I think it's going to do 250. And then word of mouth is either going to carry the game or kill the game. And what do you know? What do you know? Panther with a 2. Choppy had a date with Terminal Velocity. Now that's funny. No, that's funny. Shout out to Panther. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, boys. We are all caught up. Thank you guys so much for the insane pre-stream support. I appreciate that very, very much. Shout out to you guys for the insane support. Again, we're trying to get to 601 tier 1s in a row and 284 tier 2s in a row. So let's do our best and forget the rest. Guys, let's get into the content. First, we're going to start off with the fast topics because we got a bunch of fast topics. And then we're going to spend most of our time looking at the IGN 6 out of 10 review for Crimson Desert. So fast topic number 1. It was announced recently, and I really don't think it was announced. I think it was something that came out in their earnings or something like that. But essentially, CD Projekt Red is confirmed to be working on a brand new IP, not something that's The Witcher, and not something that is CD Projekt Red. It is a brand new IP, a mysterious new IP from CD Projekt Red is now in early pre-development stages, and we are designing specific elements that might be included in the game, creating multiple prototypes of the game. The project is called Hadar. Hadar, for whatever the fuck that means. Hadar, that's the name of the project. Very curious what CD Projekt Red is trying to cook up here, considering that they are very busy right now with Witcher 4, and supposedly they're working on the Cyberpunk 2077 sequel as well. They apparently are hiring another 200 some odd developers in order to start this project. So I don't know. That's a lot of developers, man. They got a lot of people working at CD Projekt Red, making multiple video games. So I don't really know how that's going to go, but this was announced. Now, obviously, this is not going to be the final name of the game. I got to imagine that this is just a code name, but still, they said that they confirmed. Look at this fucking website, bro. I hate this website. During its 2025 earnings conference, that its shadowy project Hadar has entered preliminary pre-production stages, and that I wish I could read it if it wasn't for this stupid fucking website. Jesus, I'm not even gonna bother. Fuck this website. It's unbelievable. I hate this. I hate when they do that. Like, Games Media, there's a reason why you guys are dying. On top of the fact that you guys are absolutely fucking abysmal to even listen to, you guys are dying because your websites are so fucking terrible to utilize. You literally are ruining someone's ability to read your content by throwing a giant fucking box of, hey, give me your email. Give me your email. Like, sign up. Like, oh my God, bro. You guys are fucking terrible. And I have an ad blocker too. So it goes to show it's obviously not an ad. It's just them trying to say, hey, give us your email. And then you can keep reading. So gay, bro. Anyway, well, that's pretty interesting. Let's X out of that. And then we got another big story. Check this out. Check this one out. So, guys, this, I don't know what to make of this. I really don't know what to make of this, to be honest with you. But apparently, Mortal Kombat, Hogwarts Legacy, and others could be under threat as part of the $6 billion in cuts following the Paramount Skydance merger. So, if you guys are not aware, Paramount ended up winning the bid for Warner Brothers. They're currently, merging or trying to make it official. And part of that official merger is that they're going to end up gaining the video game sector of Warner Brothers. But apparently, some of the biggest titles, mainly Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know why you would give up Hogwarts Legacy. That is $1 billion franchise. Why would you give that up? Mortal Kombat doesn't really make money like that. Not anymore anyway. But Hogwarts Legacy doesn't make any sense, right? But apparently, they're thinking about potentially getting rid of it because they have to cut $6 billion in costs as part of this agreement for the merger. What a beautiful smile. Look at this. Wow. Wow. So Paramount Skydance prepares to acquire Warner Brothers in a landmark deal that is valued at $110 billion. Warner Brothers Games is included, but whether or not the studio survives cost-cutting measures remains to be seen. With Mortal Kombat, Batman, and Hogwarts Legacy among the franchise that are on the offer, Warner Brothers Games brings plenty to the table, both for regular people and in terms of shareholder value. However, the cuts in the region of $6 billion are to be made across all of WB as it's folded into Paramount Skydance, and video games could very well be where a significant chunk of that money comes from. It says, with Paramount now adding WB games to their arsenal, Justin Kenna, CEO of Game Square Holdings, commented on the wrap, they are gaining some gaming franchises that can be used to engage fans year-round with a more streamlined and vertically integrated content experience. Yeah, I want Hogwarts Legacy to stay, obviously, Setsuna. Yeah, for sure. Oh, look, give me your email. Give me your email. Again, thank God this is the last article I have from these people. Kenna states that the games industry is simply a space that you need to be playing in if you're a media company trying to win the next generation of consumers. Marketing speak aside, games are not an avenue to be underestimated when it comes to the IP. I got to tell you, man, like Hogwarts Legacy, as long as it continues to be respected and it does well, like similar to the last one, there's no reason why you should be giving that up. Mortal Kombat, that's a whole nother conversation, man. Mortal Kombat has been felted lately. I don't really know if they can turn that ship around, but you could definitely turn the Batman ship around. You can utilize the Batman IP to make some really fucking sick video games, and there's no reason to give that up quite yet. I would keep Batman, and I would keep Hogwarts Legacy if I was them, and I would probably give up either Mortal Kombat or whatever else you end up getting. But those two IPs, don't give them up. Do not give up Batman. You'll be stupid as fuck to give up Batman. And you're definitely going to be stupid if you give up Hogwarts Legacy. That would be dumb. That would definitely be dumb. The Simpsons collab in Fortnite was the most relevant Springfield's most famous family has been in years, and the Batman Arkham games are as beloved as any of the Caped Crusaders films. Then you have Lego. Oh, they have Lego too. I completely forgot about that. So they got Lego also. Lego, you're not going to want to give up Lego. I feel like Lego sells pretty decently, at least to the younger crowd and even some of the older crowd. The latter has since become a successful film series again, opening up more opportunities for multimedia franchising as like The Last of Us and Fallout. Sadly, Warner Brothers Games is in a bit of a slump, and the 1-2 failures of Suicide Squad and Multiverses drained the publisher. According to industry experts, it could be up for the chop. You know what's so funny? The entire like shill YouTubers, shill Twitter users, all these people, they actually try to convince you that Multiverses and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League were not massive failures. They tried to tell you like, oh no, the games are fine. They lost money, but they didn't lose as much money as everybody thinks. Like, you got to account for microtransactions and all the money they made and stuff. Bro, those two games lost so much money, it's not even funny. And the fact that people out there tried to cope and defend it is even more funny. Like, you got to be fucking retarded if you think that those two games actually were not as bad as they seemed. You know what I mean? So anyway, goes to show how the truth always comes out at some point about these games. But in any case, I don't think they're going to get rid of, as much as they're saying it's a possibility, I don't think they're going to get rid of Batman. I think Batman is 100% staying. Why would Warner Brothers want to give up Batman? I'm sorry, why would Paramount want to give up Batman? Like, you just bought Warner Brothers, right? You essentially gained the IP of Batman. Why would you want to give that away? That's stupid. That is absolutely stupid. I would run the risk and try to turn the ship around and make a badass video game with Batman before giving it up. Like, that's stupid, right? And then, like, to give up Harry Potter, why the fuck would you give up Harry Potter? Harry Potter absolutely makes disgusting money. It's been proven. The last video game is $1 billion franchise. Why would you give that up? That doesn't make any sense. I think they're going to keep those two. Yeah, exactly. It's like Sony giving up Spider-Man. Why the fuck would Sony give up Spider-Man? All the money in the world, and Sony still didn't give up Spider-Man. It took Marvel having to pay Sony in order for them to be able to utilize Spider-Man. So they're not going to do that. They're absolutely not going to do that. They're going to keep those two, and they'll probably end up giving up. Honestly, as sad as it is, they'll probably give up Lego, most likely. You know, they'll probably give up Lego to keep the other two if they have to give up anything at all. Again, we're assuming they're going to cut, and I think it's fair to assume that considering $6 billion is a lot of money that they have to cut. So it's going to come from a little bit of all around, but whether or not it comes majority from gaming or not, well, that remains to be seen. You hope they keep Mortal Kombat? I don't know about that. I don't know if they're going to keep Mortal Kombat. If they do, it might be just because of the ability to turn it into films and shit, but I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let me exit out. Either that or they're going to heavily reduce the budgets for the upcoming video games, right? They're going to have to heavily reduce the budgets for like an upcoming Mortal Kombat game or an upcoming Lego game. They can't be doing these insane budgets that they've been doing for how many years now? That's not going to work anymore, you know? All right, thankfully, that's the last article from Games Radar. They constantly fucking ask you to sign up to their email list. All right, let's go over. Where is it at? So apparently, the Marathon community has unlocked the Cryo Archive puzzle. The thing that apparently journalists are not reviewing the game for because they were asked very nicely not to do so. Apparently, the Marathon community crushes the Cryo Archive puzzle, unlocks the release date, and learns that the map is only going to be playable on the weekends. Talk about desperation. So Marathon, very similar to, what's the name of that NPC in Destiny that only shows up on the weekends? What's the fucking name of that NPC? I forgot the name of the NPC, but basically, they're only going to, the new map, the Cryo Archive, is only going to be available on the weekends. Gee, I wonder why that is. Could it be Bungie's good old strategy to try to force people to log in at least at the bare minimum on the weekend in order to increase their numbers artificially to make it seem like they're doing so well? Zur, there you go, Zur. That was the name of the NPC. Thank you. I forgot the name of the NPC. I'm like, the fuck was the name of that NPC that sells legendaries? Yes, Zur. Everybody loves Zur. Nobody loves Marathon. Listen, that's fair. That's fair, but the strategy is still the same. They're trying to get people to join in on the weekends when they may or may not actually want to join in on the weekends. So if somebody wants to experience this content, that means they can only experience it on the fucking weekend. So you're trying to determine what somebody has to play on the weekend? That's crazy shit, bro. That's crazy shit. But hey, Bungie fanboys are going to do that shit, man. They're going to absolutely do that 100%. Interesting strategy from Marathon. I can't sit here and pretend like I'm shocked by that, to be honest with you. Apparently it says that the Cryo Archive map option has appeared in Marathon with the countdown ending tomorrow on March 20th. So that means it's coming out tomorrow. But that's Friday. So this Friday kind of is the weekend for them. To commemorate the dog community solving the Cryo Archive ARG, Bungie unlocked a launch trailer that gives us the closest look at the end game map yet. All right, so let's take a look. Is this gameplay trailer? Yeah, let's take a look. See what we got.
Welcome, runner.
Oh, you're so edgy, bro. Just get to the content.
Silence in these ancient halls. No virtue, no remorse. Its secrets, its past, your future. Every death, every sacrifice, every violent lesson so painfully learned. Such suffering, such ambition for glory in the face of unknowable terror.
They're so edgy.
Is waiting.
Oh, they did the thing. They did the thing. They said the thing.
So please, do scream.
They said the thing, guys. They said the thing. Your marathon is waiting. They said the thing. They said the thing. I will say this. That level, the cryo, whatever it's called, I feel like that map actually looks interesting, shockingly. It's the first one that I've seen that actually looks interesting. But I also feel like they are really just trying to sell themselves as like Destiny coded. Does that make sense? Like, okay, let me show you what I mean. Like, this looks like a raid in Destiny right here, right? This little section right here where you have like whatever the fuck this is in the background. This feels like a raid in Destiny. And I feel like they're trying to sell the Cryo Archive by essentially trying to sell that vibe that this is a raid, similar to like a raid in Destiny or a dungeon in Destiny. But, you know, obviously it's an extraction shooter. I don't know, man. I do think the area looks cool, finally. I'm just so sick of this, like, overly edgy fucking graphic style. I can't stand it. Like, no matter how interesting some of the maps may look in the future, I just can never get over this art style. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it, personally. And it's sad because if I ever wanted to give this game a chance, I just can't. Like, look at this glitchy shit. I can't do it. It's the same reason why I played Max Payne one time. I played Max Payne 3 one time, and I never picked it up again. Because, bro, those cutscenes were fucking annoying. Like, the graphic style was fine, right? The graphic style was fine. But the cutscenes with the constant TV glitches, bro, I got a headache from this shit. I got such a fucking headache from the constant glitchiness. When playing Max Payne 3, I was like, bro, stop. Like, can you give us an option to turn this off or something? And I feel like you get the same thing here. It's really annoying. But now you add in the ugly art style, and I just can't do it. But I will say, hey, congrats to the marathon players. Looks like you got something interesting. This looks cool. It looks like you got something interesting here. And unfortunately, you know, it didn't release with your game because they knew you were going to wait for it. So, I mean, that's that. But other than that, I don't know if this is going to save Marathon necessarily. But I'm sure they're going to get a player spike for this, and then people are going to check it out and see. But I do think that they are trying to bait the Destiny players in here. I think they realize that a lot of people that are playing Marathon are Destiny players. Because we looked at the numbers for Destiny, and they dramatically reduced once Marathon came out. So I think it's safe to say that. And people are getting their Destiny 3 fix from Marathon. Even if it's in like the most bare way possible. You know what's really going to test Marathon's longevity? A lot of people that are playing Marathon are not used to extraction shooters. And we all know what happens with extraction shooters, right? You know what's going to really test Marathon's longevity? Come on, guys. I know you guys are smart. What's going to test the longevity of the Marathon player with an extraction shooter? What's going to make them go, what the fuck, when it happens? What do you think that is? What do you let me see if anybody in the chat figures that out. Temu Destiny? Yeah, it definitely is Temu Destiny for sure. Hey, Radoka figured it out. Good job, Radoka. Yes, when they wipe the server. When the server gets wiped and the loot gets wiped, when that happens for the first time, those Destiny players that are playing Marathon trying to get their Destiny fix, oh boy. Oh boy. They are not going to be happy about that. It's like they know it's coming, but it's one thing to know it's coming, and it's a whole other thing to experience it. And considering most of them have not played extraction shooters, and they haven't experienced the frustration of like a total loot wipe, and I think it's gonna I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna absolutely piss off and test a lot of their loyalty. I really do. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. In terms of the numbers for Marathon, just out of curiosity, I mean, how is it doing? Did they get players back? We're going towards the weekend, so let's see how they're doing. How is Marathon doing right now? Oh. Okay. Well, they went down. They went down. Yeah, they're trending down. Oh my God. They're trending to lose another 6,000 concurrent players. They're trending to go down to 47,000 tomorrow. Oh man.
Holy shit.
Oh man. All right, well, listen, they still have a pretty dedicated player base. So that's good. Good for them. But they lost about half of the concurrent player group. So about half the players. So if they lost about half the concurrent player group, then you can assume safely that they lost about 30 to 50% of their players. So if they have about 1 million sales at the highest on PC, then they have about 500,000 or so players playing the game, which is still really good. That's still really good. Like, they could definitely make some money off of that from all the marathon players that are spending $20 buying a different color for their outfit, because apparently it costs $20 to buy, like, blue or something. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, interesting. I know some people are going to say, well, it's because of other video games. That's why marathon's going down. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it's because of other video games that the marathon has been consistently going down throughout the week. Had a little bump on Sunday and is like back down to the lowest it's ever been. It's not. It's not. Like, this game was always going to lose a good amount of players because it had people that were Bungie fans, but were not extraction shooter fans. So you had Destiny players that were going to leave Destiny to go play the new Bungie thing, not realizing the new Bungie thing is going to be something they never played or experienced before. Most of them are not going to like how sweaty it is when it comes to an extraction shooter, and they're going to leave. But the good thing about an extraction shooter is that it usually builds a pretty consistent, dedicated following that should hopefully be able to monetarily support the game. And, whether or not that's marathon, I guess, time's going to tell. We'll find out. But yeah, at this point, I've always said this game is going to do and hover around 40 some odd thousand players. That's what I thought the game was going to do. I thought the game was going to hover consistently around 40,000 players. That's where they're going to stagnate. I don't really see them going lower than that unless they really fuck this game up. If they fuck this game up, then that's something different. But like 40,000, I feel like is fair, for this game. It's definitely not going to get high guarded. It's not going to get concorded. It's not going to get any of that. It's not sweaty. It's moist. Oh my God. Stop with the word moist. All right. Let's catch up on super chats really quick. We got a Dare Soto with a 2. Does anyone want rabbit pancakes? That's crazy, bro. We got Sam Slenderman with a 10. Good to see you, brother. Glad I made it to another live stream. Just got home from a 13-hour workday. My PS5 Pro arrived. Hey, nice. Transferred data from my PS5. About to start Crimson Desert, and they became a member. Hey, yo, enjoy your time, man. Let us know how the game runs on the PS5 Pro. I'm very curious. But thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. Daddy Flip Shazam with a 2. The lefties are crashing out over DC Comics, too. I'm not surprised. Dark Knight with a 5. Hey, Hypno, I heard critics are review bombing Crimson Desert because the puzzles are too hard. No yellow paint in sight telling you where to go. Yeah, I mean, again, we're going to talk about it. We're definitely gonna talk about it. Crimson Desert definitely doesn't hold your hand. It does not hold your hand. I don't think they're overly difficult. There were moments where I got stumped for like a couple of minutes, but I don't think they're overly difficult at all. I think they're right where they should be. Dark Knight with a 2. Bungie getting Crimson after Marathon is deserted. Damn. I think Bungie will be fine, man. They'll be fine. They'll have their dedicated little fan base, and that'll be it. All right, let's check Rumble. Rumble, what do we got, man? What are you doing? Rumble, you good? Crash Collins gifting a membership. I appreciate that. Raza gifting a membership as well. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Okay, let's X out of this. And we're going to get to the next topic. Guys, Capcom. We got to talk about Capcom, man. Capcom just announced what we already knew. Every single one of us already knew this information. Capcom has proudly announced that 2025 was its 12th straight year of growth, and it has the PC platform to thank for that. Do you guys know that Capcom has been number one on PC? Like, PC has been their number one platform for about 2 to 3 years now, and you still have console people that are like, Capcom is majority console because they're thinking like old school Capcom. There's people out there that are like, oh, man, look at all these numbers for Resident Evil on PC. That means there's like 5 times those numbers on console. Not at all. Not at all. A lot of Capcom players have migrated to PC, just like a lot of people have migrated to PC over the years. That's not to say there's not a big fan base on console. Of course there is, right? People love Resident Evil on console. Fighting games on console too, Street Fighter, all that stuff. Like people love that shit. But the majority... And it's not, let's be fair, it's not a major majority. Last I checked, I'm going to look and see if this article has any updated numbers. But last I checked, it was a very small majority. It was about a 5% majority. PC over console. So about 55% were on PC. The number's probably higher now, but that's what I remember. Look at what they said. We will work to gain a deeper understanding of the characteristics and trends of the PC market and PC users. You know what's kind of sad? Like, they're known for releasing really bad PC ports, and they're still being heavily supported on PC because there's a big fan base for their games on PC. I'll be curious to see what Pragmata does. You know, considering it's a brand new IP with no previous established history, I'll be very curious to see what Pragmata does. So, according to the CEO, they said PC will soon surpass consoles as a world-leading gaming platform, and that is already driving most of the publisher's own game sales. The company's latest annual report features some truly world-class management speak about things like Capcom's value creation strategy, more charts that you can shake a stick at, and not justified pride in the publisher's 12th straight year in a row for growth. In the fiscal year ended on March 31st, Capcom achieved its 12th consecutive year of increased operating profit, its 10th consecutive year of 10% or better operating profit growth, and 8th consecutive year of record highs across all profit indicators. One major takeaway from the results is that PC increasingly accounts for most of Capcom's game sales, continuing a trend that's been seen by the publisher increasingly prioritizing PC versions of its marquee titles. Capcom COO said in 2021 that PC is now the main platform for its games, and in 2024, the platform dominated its digital sales, making up around 60% in total sales. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize this is going all the way back to 2021. I thought this was around like 2023. I didn't realize that they were officially PC majority since 2021. I didn't realize that. That's actually early. Wow, that's insane. 60%, and that was in 2024. So now, fiscal year 2025, the ratio was slightly down, but the sales overall were up, with PC accounting for approximately 50% of sales, with the report adding, we expect this ratio to continue increasing over the 9-month period covered in the report. Capcom sold, you guys ready for this? 19.1 million PC games. 19.1.
Holy shit.
19.1 million PC video games. Oh, and by the way, this period does not include Resident Evil Requiem.
Holy shit.
Think about that. So they sold 19.1 million video games, and it doesn't include Resident Evil Requiem. If it did include Requiem, it would probably be about 21 to 22 million if it included Requiem, right? CEO Kenzo chimes in under the heading, strengthening our presence on the PC market, and says the following. I believe that the PC will further establish itself as the world's leading gaming platform, which will serve to increase the value of the PC market. As mentioned above, the group has been working on the PC platform from an early stage, but in addition to that, we will work to gain a deeper understanding of the characteristics and trends of the PC market and PC users and bolster our game development and sales strategies with that in mind. That is the beautiful thing, man. Here's what I want from Capcom, right? As a dominant PC user, I don't really use consoles anymore. But what I want from Capcom is, if you're going to say you're going to respect the PC platform and you're going to supposedly research and all that stuff, then fucking do it. Like, actually do it. Don't outsource PC porting or anything like that. Get an in-house team that really can make these games shine on PC on day one. I'm not talking about putting them on PC and then having to wait for them to get fixed. Monster Hunter Wilds took 9 fucking months plus to get fixed for a lot of people. That's ridiculous. What the fuck are you doing? Right? Like that is abysmal. And you deserve to get fucking roasted for that. Right? But unfortunately, the game sold like hotcakes because everybody was hoping that the game was going to run very well. Day one, people were excited for Monster Hunter Wilds, and then all of a sudden, it was a problem for a lot of people. Obsidian couldn't even boot up the game half the time. You know, but at least they finally fixed it. But that's just way too fucking long. There's no reason you should be making people wait that long. You know, I had problems with Resident Evil Requiem, but come to find out, it was with NVIDIA. Once NVIDIA released their updated driver, then everything was fine. But yeah, you guys need your own in-house PC porting team that can focus and train themselves daily on porting your games properly to the PC platform So if there's any problems with the game, you have direct communication with that team instead of having to outsource the work. Have an in-house team. That's what you need to do. Have an in-house team, and that's what's really going to make this shit work. But whether or not they do that, I don't know. But with the amount of money they're making on the Steam platform, or PC platform, I would hope that they fucking do that. Because otherwise, I mean, what the fuck are we doing, right? All right, quick break. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to check out gifted games on Steam. There's 7 gifted games. You guys are going insane with the spring sale. What's going on? Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. 1348 Voto wasn't enough. Brother, what are we doing? 1348 wasn't enough, man? That wasn't... Is this game even still alive? Gotham Knights? Can you not see the transcoding in the colors, man? It's ridiculous. Looks like Dragon Age the Veilguard, but with DC. God damn it, man. And he says, I guess you missed out on this one. Here you go. No, I didn't. I purposely did not wishlist it. Oh, my God, man. My rule is to accept everything except Gooner games. If you enjoyed Ratchet & Clank, then you enjoyed this one. It's an actual fun game. A Kimbot? What the fuck is a Kimbot? It doesn't even have a picture. It doesn't even have... What's a Kimbot? Action-adventure platformer. A Kimbot blasts your way through armies of robots. Pilot... Oh, that sounds fun. Okay, I'll accept that. Thank you. I appreciate that. What the fuck is this? Why don't chickens practice stand-up comedy on their eggs? They don't want to crack them up. Bro, Chicken Invaders? Number 4? There's 3 other ones? They came without warning, squawking menacingly. They ruffled their... Bro. Insane, man. Insane. There's 5? 5? What did the chicken say when the farmer came to collect? Lego my... Bro. There's 5 of them? How is there 5 Chicken Invaders? Cluck of the Dark Side? Bro, Chicken Invaders, Cluck of the Dark Side. Oh my God, man. What are we doing? Don't tell me there's a 6. Don't tell... Chicken Invaders 1. Okay. Okay. What do you call a prankster chicken? A practical yoker. Oh my God, man. Thank you. Chicken Invaders 2, the next wave. What does a possessed chicken lay? Deviled eggs. Oh my. Any excuse, man. Chicken Invaders, Revenge of the Yoke. All right, we're just ripping off Star Wars now. What's the meanest thing you can say to a chicken? Go suck an egg. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Angmar. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Fucking guy, bro. This guy, he's abusing me. He's literally abusing me. This is why I reported him to the FBI. He's abusing me. Adair with a 10. Oh, I almost forgot. The engine new of Crimson Desert. It's amazing. It just proves a single, very small studio can create something amazing in the West Studio. Games, they won't fix Unreal Engine 5 problems. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Odin Dark with a 2. Capcom hates mods. I wonder if they'll backtrack. They might, but realistically, they'll probably just stay quiet about it and just kind of be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because like they can just if they already know like the games are going to be modded, just who cares? Like, all right, why mention it? Why risk pissing people off and just like stay quiet about it and release your games? Let people mod them. Speedy Cake with a 10. All I ask of Capcom is for them to remake Outbreak File 1 and 2. Makes sense. Thank you for the 10, Speedy Cake. Appreciate that. Yeti46 with a 2. Grandpa High on Retro. I played Grandpa High on Retro. I have a stream of it, actually. You could go check it out on the gaming channel. Pretty fun game. I like that game a lot. Adair Soto with a 2. Chicken Invaders 7. Return of the Yoke. They already had a Return of the Yoke. You can't do a Return of the Yoke again. But thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Guys, let's check Rumble really quick. I think Rumble we're caught up on, but I'm going to double check. Yeah, we're caught up on Rumble. Thank you guys so much. Insane support. I appreciate that. Let's get into the content. We got more to get into. Guys, we're going to talk about layoffs. You ready? Back-to-back Feltonings. This is everybody's favorite thing. Back-to-back Feltonings. Feltoning number 1, Crystal Dynamics. Sonic with a 2 says he forgot Chicken Invader from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Oh, man, no. No, don't do it. Guys, Feltoning number 1, Crystal Dynamics. They're promising you that Tomb Raider is totally fine, right? They're totally fine. However, Crystal Dynamics has laid off more employees, and this is not the first time this year, or I should say in the past 12 months. This is not the second time. This is not the third time. This is, in fact, the 4th layoff session in 12 months.
Welcome home!
4 rounds of layoffs in 12 months. This studio fires more people than any other studio, bro. I mean, by a long shot. 12 months, 4 rounds of layoffs. It's fine. They're fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. This is not fine. This is not fine. Just 4 months after the last time it laid off a bunch of people, which occurred just 3 months after the time before that, which was just 5 months after the time before that, Crystal Dynamics has now laid off 20 more people, split between some development personnel and some central operations roles. As our current projects move into new phases of development, we continuously take a hard look at our team structures to ensure they align with our long-term studio goals. According to the studio in a message posted to LinkedIn, while we always strive to transition our people, oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. You definitely strive to transition your people into new roles whenever possible. We have unfortunately reached a point where these departures are necessary. How sad. The layoffs, the 4th round in 12-month span, recall, come despite the fact that Crystal Dynamics is ostensibly working on not just 1, but 2 new Tomb Raider games, which we already talked about and discussed before. Imposing repeated rounds of layoffs doesn't seem to me like the optimal way to make video games. And I will note here that the new Tomb Raider game was announced a full 4 years ago, and we've all seen it so far as the unified Lara concept art and that extremely nondescript cinematic teaser above. But Crystal Dynamics said in the layoff announcement that it remains fully committed to the future development of our already announced Tomb Raider titles. Yeah, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well, boys. They keep firing people left and right, which means they're most likely replacing them with AI. Let's be real. Right? They're most likely, can we be honest? They're most likely replacing these developers with AI. And they're trying to just save money. That's really what it is. They're trying to save money. So RIP to the developers over at Crystal Dynamics. I think you'll probably be better off not working for a company like that that's going to constantly risk your paycheck just because they want to virtue signal. Do not work for a company that risks your paycheck to virtue signal. It's never going to end well. I'll give you another prime example. Ubisoft. This is Feltoning number 2. Ubisoft has laid off 105 people at Red Storm, which is the studio that was co-founded 30 years ago by Tom Clancy himself, converting it into a support role studio. The studio that created the famed Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon series is now effectively dead. Again, do not work for a company that is going to risk your paycheck to virtue signal. Okay, Ubisoft employees have learned that the hard way, to the point where they are internally speaking to each other and speaking to outside people, journalists, YouTubers, and everybody. And they're constantly whistleblowing because they're so sick of this company and the bullshit that they do. And the company is continuing to lay off people more and more and more and more. We already know this is not going to be the end, right? Because they announced that they're going to be laying off people all the way into 2028. They plan to let go of enough people that will equate to about 235 million euro, last I remember. So they got to save 230 some odd million euro in basically payroll. So they've ended the game development at the famed Red Storm studio as part of its global cost-cutting efforts, a move that will see 105 employees put out of work. Red Storm itself will remain open. A VGC report says it will operate going forward as an IT and Snowdrop engine support studio. What a fucking shame. What a shame. They're a victim of Ubisoft's bigger problems. The publisher have struggled badly in recent years. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why. You know what's crazy? These journalists will openly admit that Ubisoft is struggling left and right, but they will never admit why Ubisoft is struggling left and right. They'll always blame something else. They'll blame some magical, vague thing, but they'll never pinpoint all the problems one by one by one by one, unless it's something that fits their like anti-capitalist narrative or something like that. But otherwise, they'll be very vague about it. Oh yeah, Ubisoft is going down because of bad business decisions. Yeah, which ones? Which ones? Which business decisions did they do that were fucking stupid? Because I can name off quite a few. So what was stupid? What did they do that really fucked them up? Oh, you know, it's just greedy executives and all that. And yeah, no. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, I guess. Used to love Division 2, but I haven't touched it in years now. I actually started playing Division 2 with a friend of mine. A friend of mine asked me to play Division 2 with him. And we've been playing like once or twice a week, just randomly. And, you know, I actually think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Now, granted, I'm playing well after the fact, after all the updates and everything like that. I played Division 1. I liked Division 1, but it kind of fell off for me. And Division 2 never really got to experience that up until recently. So, again, my thought process is like after all the updates, to be fair. But, I mean, we're having a pretty good time with it. You know, and you also got to keep in mind, like, co-op games like that or games that have co-op like that are always going to be more fun with a friend versus playing solo. If I was playing Division solo, I'd probably be bored, to be real with you. But since I'm playing with somebody else, we're having a good time, you know? But again, we're just joking amongst each other and shit, so that kind of just makes it a good time on its own. But I think the game's okay. I think the game's pretty good. It has a lot of customization, definitely just a lot of shit to do. A lot of typical Ubisoft open world shit to do. But they do it more fun in these games than in games like Assassin's Creed. You know, and again, maybe that's because I'm playing with a friend, but that's what I think. But I don't mind the Division games at all. Well, RIP to the developers over at Ubisoft. It's another one bites the dust. Ubisoft, Crystal Dynamics, both experiencing massive layoffs. Quite unfortunate. All right, boys, it is now time to get into the IGN Crimson Desert review. Are we ready for this? Are we ready for this, boys? Are you ready for this? We're going to get into it. Let's get super chats. Jason Alto with a 5, been playing too much Balatro while waiting for Crimson Desert to finish. That's not a bad thing. Thank you for the 5. Speedy Cake with a 5. All this talk of chickens remind me of South Park Doom-style FPS from the early 2000s that was on PC and N64. Yes. Yes, the one where you could pick up yellow snow. You could pick up a pea snowball and throw it at someone. I fucking loved that game. That game was awesome, man. That game was ahead of its time. It was ahead of its time. JR becomes a member all on his own. Thank you, JR. I appreciate that, man. All right, boys. Before we get into the Crimson Desert IGN review, let's check out how Crimson Desert is actually doing on Steam. Now, when I first made predictions about this game, I said about 250,000. 200 to 250,000 is where I think this game was going to hit. And then maybe it'll grow over the weekend, or maybe word of mouth will carry it or whatever. But like 200 to 250,000 is where I thought it was going to hit. Kata was like, this game is going to hit 500,000, if not more. Actually, I think Kata said that this game was going to do Black Myth Wukong numbers. And I was like, brother, I don't think that's going to happen, my guy. Like, as much as I'm interested in Crimson Desert, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to stick with 200 to 250,000. And what do you know? Crimson Desert right now, the all-time peak 3 hours ago was 239,000. That's right. Your boy was right. Your boy was right. Now, the number could go up, obviously, to be fair. The number could definitely go up. I think the number will go up, right? If the weekend is anything to consider, which it always is, this kind of a video game is absolutely going to go higher over the weekend. It probably will hit 300,000, most likely, from the weekend. Because, again, it's Thursday right now. And keep in mind, guys, this game came out at such a weird time. It came out like 6 p.m., right? What fucking video game comes out at 6 p.m., right? It's kind of weird, but regardless, that's where this game is at. Now, another game came out. Did Death Stranding 2 come out today? It did. Death Stranding 2 has 55,000 all-time concurrent players 11 hours ago. So you had two major video game releases coming out today. Death Stranding managed to get 55,000 players. And keep in mind, guys, Death Stranding 2 is not a new game, right? Death Stranding 2 is a game that's been out already for a little while. It is a after release after their exclusivity on PlayStation, and it still hit 55,000 concurrent players. That's crazy, man. That's absolutely insane. If you look, Death Stranding, what did Death Stranding 1 do? Director's cut. 22,000. So Death Stranding 2 is one of the few PlayStation video game sequels that actually did better on PC instead of worse. Isn't that wild? Hold on. Death Stranding. Let's look at the original Death Stranding. That's the director's cut. Yeah, it still remains the same, even with the original Death Stranding. So Death Stranding 2 is actually one of the few PlayStation sequels that did better than their original games. Because we all know the other ones, that didn't come anywhere close to being true. God of War did not do anywhere near the first one. Spider-Man 2 definitely didn't do anywhere near the first one, right? So you have all these PlayStation video games, and they'll come up with all these excuses as to why they didn't do better on PC for their sequels. And then here you have Death Stranding 2 doing better than the first one. Not surprised, right? This is another game I'm going to be reviewing, by the way. I don't know when, but I reviewed Death Stranding 1. I fucking love Death Stranding. It took me by all the surprise. And I kicked myself in the ass for not reviewing that game sooner. I listened to other people about Walking Simulator and all that shit. I should have never listened to them. The game's amazing. So much fun. Had a great time. The story is just, it's very good. Typical Hideo Kojima. Slow burn. Good payoff at the end. So I promised myself that I was going to review Death Stranding 2 faster than I did for Death Stranding 1. Way faster. But we do have a lot of major releases that I have to go through right now. So once I finish Crimson Desert, which I don't think I'm going to finish on Griffcast, it's just way too long of a game, then we'll move on to other video games that I have to do. And then eventually we'll get to Death Stranding. So it's going to be a good time. Yeah, exactly. Slow burn, great game. But let's go back to Crimson Desert. So again, 239,000 is where the game's at for 3 hours. And I expect this to go up as time goes on. Now, with all that being said, guys, I'm going to release a dedicated video to Crimson Desert. So make sure you guys support that video, because I'm going to call out all the fucking all the retards on Crimson Desert right now, especially IGN. So let's focus on the IGN review and see what we got going on. This is called Crimson Desert Review So Far. Apparently, IGN wants you to believe that the journalist has 110 hours. 110 hours in Crimson Desert. I don't even know of a journalist that has 110 hours in a year, let alone 110 hours in one singular video game. But okay, we'll take them at their word for it. Sure. Here we go, guys. The IGN 110-hour review so far. Let's see what we got.
Reviews director Tom Marks here with Travis Northup, our reviewer of Crimson Desert. Travis, how are you holding up after over 100 hours with this game?
I'm holding up. This is the gig, man. This is my Super Bowl. Whenever a big chunky RPG comes out, and I know I'm about to lose my life, so I'm getting close to the end there, and it feels good.
Let's talk about this review process for a little bit, why we don't have a final review right now, although you do have like a score in mind already at this point with 100 hours under your belt. The review process for this one was weird. It's a huge game. Like we said, it's over 100 hours, and there's tons more side content you could be doing beyond just getting to the end of the game. Not that you haven't been doing none of that or anything like that. We only got code for this about 2 weeks before the review embargo, and
they only got it 2 weeks before the review embargo. Wow. We only got a code about 2 weeks before the embargo. That's 2 fucking weeks, brother. That's 2 weeks. Your entire job is playing and reviewing. Well, I would think anyway, playing and reviewing video games. You know what I could do if I had nothing else to do and I could get paid to play video games like that? Like, granted, I do get paid to play video games. I stream them and people are nice enough to support me. But it's different when you're getting paid a salary or hourly or whatever to play. Bro, I could do some serious fucking damage. You know what I mean? So not only that, I'm a little bit confused because 110 hours, you say you're close to the end. So why are you reviewing this as a so far review? Like, what the fuck is with this recent strategy of these journalists that are reviewing video games half-assed until the games get updated or the games release more content? What the fuck is this, bro? Like, you didn't even bother giving the same courtesy to Crimson Desert as you gave to Marathon. If Crimson Desert came out and said, hey, don't review our game yet, we got more content that we're going to release in the next couple of months. What the fuck is that? It's such bullshit. Like, you just review the game at the time the game's released. Whether it's good, bad, ugly, tell people what the good is, what the bad is, and what the ugly is. Just tell them what it is at the beginning. Don't do this whole, oh, we're going to wait until they patch it or fix it or release more content or like. Oh my God, this shit pisses me off.
The first 2 days of your playing, they went, oh, sorry, we have to push a patch that's going to completely wipe your save data. So we lost the first 2 days. You hit a game-breaking bug at one point that made you lose a ton of progress because you had to reload a save file from like 7 hours earlier or find a different save file. There was a day where like 100 gigabyte patch came through that was slow to download. And it was just like a very... stop and start review process, even in the context of only having 2 weeks to play this huge RPG. You're really close to the end and then going to spend some time with the end game. For those who haven't seen much or don't know, if I've only seen trailers, have just bought into the hype, whatever, what actually is Crimson Desert? What does it play like? What type of RPG is it? And what do you think of it so far?
All right, so I'm going to let him give his thoughts, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on the game. All right, because I played the game for about 2.5 hours. We're going to start playing the game again after this stream. We're going to rate ourselves over on Hypnotic Gaming Live, and we're going to play some more into the night. So, because unlike these guys who get a salary and shit, I can only stream for about 2 hours at any given time because I got real shit I got to do. But regardless, I still got a good idea of what the game's about. But obviously, I'm just going to give you my initial impressions about the game. But let's see what Mr. 110 Hours has to say about the game. Let's see what he says.
Or what do you think of it after this 100 hours you spent with it?
Yeah, so Crimson Desert is a super ambitious open world RPG in a fantasy setting, the same setting as Black Desert Online. And if you haven't seen this game, it's very much kind of going for like the Witcher 3 vibes, where you're riding around on a horse and you're taking out bandits and you're helping the land, kind of knights and gallantry type stuff going on, but with a very weird kind of, Eastern fantasy vibes where there's also just like strange creatures and lore and stuff like that. So it is
These people hate Eastern games, bro. They hate it so fucking much. That's why it doesn't surprise me that they gave it a 6. Because I'm telling you right now, if this game was a Western-made video game and the main protagonist was gay, this game would be 9 out of 10. No fucking, like, I'm telling you, it will absolutely be a 9 out of 10 without even trying, right? You know how I know that? Is because something 1/10 of this video game came out with the ability to do all of that, with the gayness and everything, and they gave it a 9 out of 10. Guess what that game was called? Dragon Age: The Veilguard. And that game can't even do nowhere near what this fucking game can do. And not even come anywhere close to looking as good as this game. The moment they get their hands on Eastern video games, if it's really good, or if it's a game that is super ambitious, that is doing such insane things, they don't want to give the credit to Eastern developers. They just don't. They just don't, right? They're just not going to do it. So IGN is very much known for that. But anyway.
Interesting fantasy.
Why is it laggy there? Because it's StreamYards. If it's like, if the gameplay is rendered in 60 FPS, it's gonna lag. If it's 30 FPS, it won't lag. So
world, and I would say the game, it's sort of like trying to be Witcher 3 with a little bit of Red Dead 2, because it has like these long rides on a horse where you're just like talking with a teammate. It has like that sort of thing, and then it's also got a little bit of like GTA open world like craziness, and also you have to tap A to run, which I thought was something that only GTA was allowed to do. Yeah, it's sort of going for all of those things, but I would say that it ends up landing closer to.
There is no vibe of GTA in this game whatsoever. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Just because you have to tap A to run, you're gonna throw GTA in the mix. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? What the fuck, bro? Every single open world game has to be compared to GTA, even if it doesn't make sense. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna throw in GTA in there just because, you know.
Something like Dragon's Dogma, where it's not exactly of the same kind of caliber as like a Witcher 3, but it presents a compelling case for this type of bizarre, super ambitious RPG, even if it doesn't always achieve the stuff that it's trying to achieve.
Yeah, so let's dig into that, because I feel like it's been a little bit of a roller coaster when I've talked to you about this game during this review process, where there's, it's sort of a rocky start, and then you find a groove with it, and then it just gets laborious at parts, and there's all these bugs mixed in there. So like, what is it doing right? What is it doing wrong?
So yeah, the very beginning, it's a little tough just because the controls on this game are crazy, like very, they have you hold buttons and do combinations of joystick clicks, and if you're on keyboard, you're hitting multiple keys at once to like access different tool sets. It's just a very convoluted control scheme.
We should note also that they only gave access to the PC version ahead of release. We're getting access to the console version at launch, and we'll take a look at it there too. But you've played on both, with both a gamepad and a mouse and keyboard at this
Correct.
point.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you can't use a fucking controller on PC, you genius. What the fuck does you only got the PC access? You got the best version. What are you bitching about? These guys are retarded, bro. Like, what are you bitching about? First off, let me corroborate some things, okay? Let me corroborate. So, number one, the controls are very convoluted, all right? It absolutely is. But the only reason why it's convoluted is because the game throws everything at you damn near in the beginning, all right? There's very little tutorial outside of a little bit of text, but aside from that, like, it doesn't really hold your hand. The game is not trying to hold your hand, right? Especially when it comes to puzzles. It'll throw a little hint or whatever at the bottom, and that's basically it. The game's not holding your hand. So it'll feel convoluted, but in 2.5 hours of me playing the game, it went from feeling convoluted in the beginning to becoming fairly, like I was starting to grasp pretty much how things work fairly quickly. So I don't know if you can say after 110 hours that it's truly convoluted. I just feel like you will only really feel that in the beginning when they're throwing everything at you. Right, the game doesn't treat you like you're retarded. The game treats you like you have a brain and you're gonna figure this out. So for some people, they don't like that.
And so the beginning, you're kind of figuring out a lot of stuff that the game doesn't do super intuitively, and it's a little bit rocky. Then you figure it out, and you're sort of like, okay, I get it. Now I'm in an open world. Let's go see what's out there. And I would say that that's like the best part of the game, is when you're just like exploring and you're finding like mini games. Like,
just so you guys are aware, they're so far they're only showing recorded gameplay from the beginning of the game. Just so you guys are aware, from what I've noticed. So take that for what it's worth. Okay. They might be doing that to avoid spoilers or something, but take that for what it's worth. IGN, come on, what are we doing, man? You blocking me? What's going on?
A little bit rocky. That's like the best part of the game, is when you're just like exploring and you're finding like mini games, like, oh, there's arm wrestling. Oh, I can go fishing. There's this weird side quest where I'm helping somebody, and you're just kind of like exploring the world, and it's all very new to you. And that sort of is like the best part of any RPG, right? And I think this game, it has so many surprising elements in it that you're continually like, oh, okay, I kind of wasn't expecting that to be here. It has a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom as well, where you're like grabbing things and solving puzzles, and it's not to the point where you're like building contraptions and all that, but you do have like abilities. And also it does that thing in Tears of the Kingdom where there's a sky world and a floor world, and you're kind of going back and forth between the two.
That was cool.
Falling from the sky down back to the normal world. And so
So the whole Skyworld thing is pretty cool. When you jump off this guy, you could do like a free fall onto the map, and everything is just there. Like it's all loaded. Everything you see, you could go to. It's actually unbelievable, the amount of detail. I can't even describe to you. Like, I played this game max settings, 4K resolution, all that stuff, and it's just, this game is fucking insane. I remember opening the map, and I was like, let me open the map. I opened the map. I zoomed out, bro. Zooming out only shows you 1/3 of the map. Even zooming out all the way. You know how when you zoom out of games, you can see the whole map if you zoom out all the way? Nope, not this game. I zoomed out all the way, and I still had to scroll in order to see the majority of the map. It's actually crazy how massive this map is. It's actually a little intimidating. Not gonna lie, it's a little scary.
It does some stuff like that where you're just like discovering and having fun. And then you hit a moment where two things happen. One, you start going more into like the main story and the boss fights and some of the bigger war set pieces that happen. They have like war encounters. And you start to realize that this game is a little janky in more ways than one. So the boss fights in this game are real bad. They are not fun encounters. They are scaled way too aggressively. They take a really long time to do.
What
you
a
die
pussy.
a lot. And it's one of those things where, I play a lot of Souls-like, so it's not like a skill thing. Like I would.
Yes, it absolutely is. Anytime somebody says that, you fucking suck, brother. You stop lying to yourself and definitely stop lying to me, okay? Because I actually play a lot of Souls games, and I'm telling you right now, you're a pussy. Don't fucking, come on, brother. Don't lie. Stop lying to yourself. Urkel, don't do it. Pee Wee Herman, don't do it, brother. Come on, man. I do not believe that shit. This is the cope that every journalist always does. Every journalist, whatever the conversation, look, even his friend doesn't believe him. He was like, yo, Pee Wee, you seriously fucking lying right now like this, brother? You seriously lying like this right now? You already know those chud YouTubers are going to call you a liar. Why are you even bothering? And Pee Wee's like, hey, man, my pride is on the line. Okay, my pride is on the line, boys. All right. You know how many journalists always say the same thing? Every single journalist always says, it's not a skill problem. I just think the encounters are unnecessarily hard. It happens all the time. All the fucking time. They all say the same coping lie. Every single time. Guys, you just can't play Souls games. Which is fine. Not everybody can play Souls games. I'm not saying you have to be good at Souls games. I'm just saying don't lie about being good. Don't lie and say, oh, it's a skill thing. Because I guarantee you, if we start a new playthrough of any Souls-like video game, I'm going to finish the game well ahead of you finishing the game with probably half the gear, half the skills, and just using basic abilities. Because you know how I know that? Because that's literally what I do. That's literally what I did in like most of these Souls fucking games. Black Myth Wukong, I didn't even use the skills. I had no abilities. I used no stances, no abilities. I just used quick attack. I beat every single boss in Black Myth Wukong with just a quick attack build. That's literally it. I don't believe a single one of these fucking people.
I was able to get through a lot of the encounters with like low level loot because I wasn't really focusing on leveling up my loot for a lot of the game.
And guys, he was able to beat the bosses with low level gear. That means he's totally skilled. He's totally good, bro. Believe him. He plays Souls games.
Also not a thing where you mind dying and having to try again. You're used to that.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. It's more that like
if you don't mind that, then why did you complain about it not even 30 seconds ago? Bro, let me go back.
Aggressively, they
go back
in more ways than one. So the boss fights in this game are real bad. They are not fun encounters. They are scaled way too aggressively. They take a really long time to do. You die a lot. And
so you just said the boss encounters are bad because they're scaled too aggressively. They take too long to complete and you die a lot. That is, you literally just described almost every single Souls-like boss there is, even some of the easiest ones. So how again is this like an okay, bro? Oh, I don't even think they remember saying that.
It's one of those things where, you know, I play a lot of Souls-like, so it's not like a skill thing. Like I was able to get through a lot of the encounters with like low-level loot because I wasn't really focusing on leveling up my loot for a lot of the game.
And also not a thing where you mind dying and having to try again. You're used to that.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. It's more that like,
how much you want to bet that he didn't have his gear leveled up because he was trying to rush through the game in order to get the review done faster so that he didn't have to keep playing the game? Which is what a lot of these journalists try to do. They try to rush through the games, and if they can't rush through the games, then they end up just watching a YouTuber's content of the game and then finish their review for their work. Guarantee he was trying to rush through the game, which is the reason why he had low-level gear.
The fights drag on for a really long time. They are way harder compared to the rest of the combat in the game that I would describe as like Dynasty Warrior-esque easy. It just goes like the complete other direction where you're just getting your butt kicked. 80% of the time in this game, I was unclear if I was doing things as intended or if I was brute forcing it. Like there was a puzzle once where I was supposed to get up on top of this thing and do this stuff, but I couldn't find an easy path up it. So I did that thing in climbing games where you find like a little alcove that you're not supposed to stand on, but then you do stand on it and it like gets your stamina back and then you climb the rest of the way. And that's how I got up it. It like felt like I was cheating. And then it turned out, as far as I know, that's how you're supposed to get up the encounter. And so like, I never knew if I was brute forcing combat encounters, if I was brute forcing puzzles, or if it was just designed for you to sort of like flub your way through it. And it kind of seems like you are supposed to flub your way through a lot of these encounters, and it makes it feel real bad.
I will say that the combat is a little bit clunky for sure. And I think it's because people, especially myself, like you're getting used to the combat in the game. And when you're playing this game, you can't spam your skills. Okay. You can't just spam attack because you're not going to have a quick cancel for it. Everything has its timer. And if you swing and swing, you have to leave time open in order to block, parry, dodge, whatever. Because a lot of other video games, depending how fast the combat is, you can dodge or whatever, or parry mid-swing. You can cancel out and it can react to your speed. This game doesn't have that. So I was over-swinging in the beginning and leaving myself open to some bosses that were able to just swing through my swing, and then I ended up getting hit. But if I were to be able to do less amount of hits and then prep for the block or the parry, then I was performing better. Once I picked that up, I was performing a lot better. But until that point, if you're just spamming your swing, you're really not going to be doing much there.
That's distinct from Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Have a similar feeling where you're like, that am I supposed to be doing this right now sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta plan your attacks, basically, like you guys saying in the chat. You got to plan your attacks.
But that game really rewards you for being creative. That's the feeling you get, is like, wow, I cannot believe that this weird thing I didn't think I was supposed to do worked. Whereas you're saying this doesn't really evoke that same rewarding feeling.
It feels like you either did it wrong or you broke something. And sometimes you are doing it wrong, by the way. Like I was talking to Mitchell Saltzman and I have been talking about this game a lot. And like he missed an entire ability that you're supposed to get mandatorily in one of the early chapters. And if you don't get it, you just can't get it. And it's a huge part of the game. It's like a power you need to get through like lots of side quests and optional stuff. And you know, we asked we have access to the developers during this period, luckily. And so he said, hey, what's up with that? Am I screwed? Is my file broken? And they were like, oh no, just beat chapter 9 and you'll get there. And chapter 9 is 80 hours into the game. It's like miles and miles away. And so it was just one of those things where it was like, okay, I didn't have that encounter. But as you mentioned, I did run into a game breaking bug that completely shut me out of my save file. I could not progress in the main story. And because I was 7 hours behind, I had to choose, okay, am I going to start 7 hours over, or am I just going to borrow somebody else's save file who's around the same part as me and then continue playing through their file? And so,
which is not ideal.
Oh no, not ideal at all. And it sucked because I really was attached to my character, my build, and it felt like I had like my own story. And yeah, that sort of stuff. Between like the jankiness, like there are bugs, like weird stuff happens, quests break, like stuff just happens in the game where you're just like, oh man, that sucks. It really hurts. And then also just like the moment-to-moment gameplay, particularly in the main storyline, where things just feel very poorly tuned and off kilter and out of nowhere, between the unintuitive puzzles and the boss fights that just feel arbitrarily difficult, where you're not sure if you're supposed to be getting good or leveling up your equipment, or if you're just supposed to eat 50 stacks of meat while you like chump your way through these. Like it seriously is just a very weird game from top to bottom. And so the longer I've played it, the more I've been kind of frustrated because I'm running into these issues and it's just sort of getting old. And
so I haven't run into any bugs. But again, I'm only 2.5 hours in, to be fair. So if I do run into any bugs, obviously you guys know I'm going to tell you. The game is not perfect by a long shot, but it is definitely ambitious. So I gotta, and I've always said this, like, I gotta imagine with a game this ambitious, this just big, there's naturally, I just don't see how it's gonna be perfect. If you give me a perfect game of that caliber, bro, 10 out of 10. But I don't think that's realistic, especially in today's modern development world, unfortunately. But I will definitely let you know if there's any bugs. As of right now, I haven't experienced any. But we'll go from there.
One of those is that they just don't know when to end a combat sequence. Like the big war sequences, they go on for way too long, where you're like doing multiple steps. Like you have to carry around a flag and plant it while 80 guys are around you hitting you. And if one of them hits you, you drop the flag and then have to begin this long button mashing process to pick it up super slowly and move it another
bro, with all due respect, this entire fucking time, this entire review has been nothing so far, aside from the bug conversation. It has been nothing but complaining about challenge and difficulty. From somebody who is supposedly a Souls player, this entire review has been some form of another complaining about challenge and difficulty. And a lot of the tropes that he's complaining about, you know, long battle scenes and you know, all these enemies surrounding you and stuff like that. These are Asian tropes in video games. This is how a lot of their video games are. Whether it's a South Korean video game, Japanese video game, Chinese, it doesn't matter. They love combat. If you look at any of their video games, you're going to see that combat is usually a ton of enemies, long sequences, great big battles. Like, they love that shit. And honestly, he's just complaining about Eastern style video game. That's really what it is. And I'm not surprised, considering they fucking hate that shit. They hate Eastern video games.
Like stuff like that, where you're just like, oh my God, I've been at this for 4 hours and I'm still on the same step of the quest. And it's just like, please let me out of this. I would say the description is the highs are quite high because they've done the super ambitious thing and they've kind of thrown everything at the wall, but the lows are really low. And it kind of feels like this game tries a little too much. It bites off more than it can chew, and it ends up being kind of a jack of all trades and a master of none, particularly in kind of the shape of its story and combat encounters and the stuff you're doing out in the world. It just has a very uneven kind of feel to it.
So you are...
Notice how he has yet to say any of the highs. He's talked about all the lows, right? They've made sure to mention all the lows, but like, what are the highs? I hope they get into the highs. I would love to know.
You're close to the end, like we said.
Yes.
What's kind of left to see? What's the lingering questions? End game, if there is that sort of stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. So I've tried to focus mostly on the story, which I don't really recommend. Like you kind of need to smell the roses in this game. It kind of forces you to be ready for the next part of the story. So I
it's not like you've done none of that, right?
No, I have. And in fact, the game basically forced me to at one point where it was like, okay, I'm very clearly not equipped for this, so I'm just going to go back and do some other stuff and build your settlement and do side quests and level up your gear and kind of figure out the stuff there. It really does want you to do that. But once you get to the end game, some stuff unlocked that I won't spoil here, but I'm looking forward to playing that for a couple hours. I really just want to finish the game because, as you know, part of IGN's style guide is we finish games before we write reviews. And even though this happens...
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Right.
To be an enormous RPG that probably nobody...
The fact that you made it a thing to say that on video, the fact that you went out of your way to say that in the video tells me that that's not true. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You went out of your way to say, yeah, you know, part of IGN's standards is that we have to finish the game before we can review it. Yeah. Yeah, right. Sure.
You should try to finish in 2 weeks. Like, I'm going to try to do that just so that I can, speak from a completely informed perspective before I put a final score on it.
So you've got a little bit more to see. You've seen a ton already. If you had to score it now, what realm would you be in? Obviously, this isn't official final score. It could still shift if the end really saves it or botches it, or the end game is truly amazing, whatever. But what realm are you in right now?
Yeah, it can always change, and I try to keep an open mind during these things, but after 100 hours, you're going to have some opinions about a game. And and I have a lot of them, right? And so I'm going to be writing my review in progress later today at the time of this recording. But my overall thoughts is like, it tries so much. It's a technical marvel, which we haven't really talked about, but like it just looks absolutely stunning and performs surprisingly well.
A technical marvel outside of all of the game-breaking bugs.
Yes, the game-breaking bugs. I mean, technically, like frame rates and the way it just looks pretty throughout.
Performance-wise,
Performance-wise, it looks good. But like the stuff that it does bad, the lows are just really low, enough for me to have trouble recommending this game.
Yeah, but where are the highs though? Where you said the game has really high highs, you didn't mention it once in the 13 minutes of this video. What are the? You said the game looks beautiful and it's a technical marvel. What are the highs?
Especially like if you're going and looking for Witcher 3, like, man, this is not it. Like, it's closer to Two Worlds 2, which, by the way, is a game that is really janky and uneven, but a game I also had a lot of fun with. And I've had fun with this game, but I probably am going to be looking at like the 6 range for this. I think it falls short of me being able to like soundly recommend it with a 7 as like a good game. I would say it is an okay game. Like it does the stuff that it does, it does super well. And the fact that it just has so much in it, it's
what
hard.
Does it do well? Bro, what does it do well? You keep saying the stuff that it does well. It does well. What the fuck does it do well? Because you made sure to tell us all the negatives. So what does it do well?
To be like, it's hard to look away from that because they tried so hard with all the different things they put in the game. But, you know, they threw everything at the wall and now you're going to the buffet and there's a lot of options here, but none of the food is particularly good at the buffet. You know what I mean? And that sort of is where I'm at with this one. It's a lot of stuff, but the amount of stuff that I would describe as like definitively good and that I've had like a great time doing is getting thinner and thinner the longer I play, man. It's been tough.
Well, Travis, thank you very much for telling us your thoughts so far. Obviously, like you said, 100 hours is a ton of time with it, so you already are very well informed in that regard. But I'm glad we're taking the time to really put it through its paces, finishes this review up, and we should have a final review hopefully in the next week, pretty soon.
Guys, keep in mind, I want you to think about something, right? So if we're to believe IGN, then Crimson Desert, this super ambitious video game that lets you do damn near anything, with a massive open world, so much to explore, quest lines out the ass. Again, I haven't experienced the story. Combat seems pretty fun. I have barely touched the surface of the combat. Everything under the sun, and truly giving you an insane experience, whether it's mind-blowing, whether it's above average, whether it's whatever. That game he cannot confidently review. But the game that limits your RPG experience to pretty much nothing is basically a linear experience trying to mask itself as an open experience and has a cutscene where the character sits down awkwardly like you're in some fucking weird parental conversation and says, "So, I'm non-binary." That's a 9 out of 10. Have to recommend. You must play that now. And you're not even thinking twice about it. Like, you just got to go all in on that. That's just what it is. Go all in. 9 out of 10. Western fucking cinema. Western cinema. And that supposedly is a must recommend play RPG. Isn't that crazy? I think this same guy gave Avowed a higher score than this game, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I don't know how high. I think like 7 or something like that. But he gave Avowed a 7. And again, Avowed is like 1/10 of this game in terms of scope. You can't even do almost anything in that game. Almost anything in Crimson Desert you can't do it Avowed. Yeah, Jay Vibrant says he gave Avowed a 7. So he gave Avowed a 7. He gave Avowed a 7. but he's giving Crimson Desert a 6. You want to know why? Because here's how IGN really works, okay? The way IGN works is that if the game is Eastern made and it's a 7, it gets a 6. Almost always. There is always a 1 point minus tax for Eastern made video games. Always, okay? This happens all the fucking time. It's always a 1 point hit for Eastern video games. And that's just starting at the fact that it's an Eastern video game. And then anything else after that, no representation, right? No forced representation, no fucking, what do you call it? It's too difficult, right? He literally spent most of his review complaining about difficulty. Then they tax the game for that as well. And then before you know it, you end up with all this nonsense. So what's he going to say now?
So keep an eye out for that with a final score. If you want some other recent, huge, fun games, check out our reviews of Monster Hunter Stories.
I honestly kind of think, as crazy as this is about to sound, and believe me, it might sound crazy, but I don't think it is. I think the final score is going to be a 5. I do. I don't think he's going to keep it at a 6. I don't think he's going to bump it to a 7. I think it's going to be a 5. Am I crazy for thinking that? I think it's going to be a 5. I really do. As sad as that is to say. Man, they really love doing the fucking tax, bro. I swear. Fuck these guys, man. I hate IGN so much. It's terrible. It's just not gay enough for IGN. Well, that's really what it is. Again, I want to remind people. Look at this. IGN Dragon Age Veilguard review. Let's see what I can. Hold on, really quick. IGN Dragon Age Veilguard review. Look at this. Again, just to reiterate. Now, to be fair, the person who reviewed Dragon Age Veilguard was somebody who is ideologically tied to the game, right? A trans person reviewed Dragon Age Veilguard because, of course, that's just how it goes, right? So, but again, they work for the same outlet. They could say, "Oh, different journalists, different review." Nah, you guys work for the same outlet. You all do the same shit, and you all have the same exact rule set. Every single one of you has the same exact rule set. Crazy, bro. So this game is a 9, but Crimson Desert is a 6. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. All right, here's what I'll say. Really quick. Let me go to my gaming channel. Let me bring up my gameplay of it. So I can just give you a couple of tidbits, okay? And then we're gonna go raid ourselves over for Crimson Desert after the waifu battle. Right? So here's what I'll say about Crimson Desert. So right now, if you guys don't know, I'm playing max settings, like I said, right off the bat, max settings. I have a 5090 graphics card, AMD Ryzen 9950. You know, I'm not even giving you my specs because I was getting trolled in my chat for giving specs because everybody always asks the specs and then I give in. They're like, oh, you're a fucking show off. You know, NASA comes to you when they need a data center. All kinds of fucking comments, you bitches. Anyway, so I was playing on max settings and everything. What I will say is that the initial encounter in the game where you're surrounded by like fucking 30 enemies and shit, it was a little bit laggy. Now, keep in mind, during that initial encounter when I was playing, I did not have any frame generation on. It was all native resolution, 4K native resolution. And it was a little laggy. It was playable, but during like crazy particle effects and shit, it felt a little unoptimized. Ironically, I mean, you could just see all the particle effects here. Ironically, when you are outside, the game actually runs better. Ironically, when you're outside, but when you're inside, the game seemed to like struggle a little bit. We experienced that when we were going to the castle, which was right, where is it at? When we went to the castle, we experienced that. Yeah, right here. So we went to the castle. It's going to load up in a second. And yeah, right here. We went inside the castle and like I saw the frames drop. I legit saw the frames drop when we went inside the castle. And I'm like, this is weird because normally when you go inside the building, the frames get better. And when you go outside, the frames usually get worse. But in this game, it was reverse, which was kind of strange. And so at this point, I had decided to turn on DLSS. I decided to say, you know what, let's check out what it's like with frame generation. And I bumped it up to DLSS, 4.5 or whatever the case would be. And once I did that, I also turned on some other graphical settings. Once I did that, the game just became gorgeous. So, oh my God. The game became gorgeous to look at. It's actually crazy how pretty the game became once we turned on those settings. And the lighting, I mean, guys, just look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Hold on. Let me go back. Watch this. Let me see if I can play it. Let me see. I mean, just like the lighting is insane on this shit. Let me put 720 so it's not like hard to play. I mean, it's just it's nuts. The lighting's nuts. You can see the reflections in the floor. No, not DLSS 5, DLSS 4.5. You can see the reflections in the floor and whatnot. I mean, look at that. Look at this. Look at this shit. I was constantly stunned all the time looking at, oh, this part right here. Watch this. You got to see this part right here, boys. Watch this part. When we first discovered the sky, is this my gameplay? Look at the mini-me. Look at the mini-me. You see the mini-me? Is the mini-me? You see the mini-me? Right there. When we first got to the sky area, I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away. It was unbelievable. This might end up being a little choppy because of StreamYards, but I want you guys to just see what we saw when we got to the sky level. Look at this. I mean, holy fuck, boys. I literally said holy shit when we got to this point. I mean, brother, look at this shit. I mean, what else is there to say? When you first see this, I mean, you don't even, and keep in mind, you could go everywhere you see, you could go. Everywhere you see, you could go. So like those sky areas, you can go. Everything on the ground, you can go. There were towns that were already loaded on the ground that I could see from the sky that you could just jump to. You could just literally go anywhere. It's fucking insane. Somebody did pay me $100. TY paid me $100 to jump. So naturally, I did that. But before you gain your flight powers, you actually can't jump. Like once you jump, it stops you. It stops you from jumping. It stops you from jumping. See? Watch. And it just reloads it, right? So, but once you get your flight powers, I'll show you what it looks like in a second. Somebody did manage to jump though. And his name was Choppy. Choppy did manage to successfully jump. I'll show you guys the jump right now. If you guys don't know who Choppy is a bunny that for some reason is on the fucking sky. So I'm assuming he could fly. I'm assuming that Choppy, come on, man, load this shit. What's going on? What's going on here? Come on, YouTube. What are we doing? YouTube is being so gay right now. Choppy was a bunny that was in the sky level. So naturally, I think that means he can fly. I'm pretty sure. What the fuck? There we go. So you could see. Where's Choppy? Choppy, where are you, buddy? Where's Choppy? Did I skip Choppy? I might have skipped Choppy. Did I skip Choppy? No, I didn't skip Choppy. Oh, maybe I did skip Choppy. Let me go back. Hold on. I might have skipped Choppy. Damn. Yeah, look at the ground. It was after I tried to jump. Oh, yeah, that's Choppy. See, look, hey, look at Choppy. Isn't Choppy awesome? Isn't Choppy awesome? Choppy's awesome, right? So I tried to jump. I couldn't do it. So then Choppy had to do it for me. Choppy's cute, right? Yeah, he's cute. He's cute. He can fly. He can actually fly. He can fly. He managed to get on this island somehow, some way, and that's only through the power of flight. Right? So in any case, I was hanging out with Choppy for a little bit, and then I decided to put him down because, you know, I'm not the type to just like throw a fucking bunny off the, you know. Oh, see, that's when I got the $100 dono. You see that? Okay, so then I ended up jumping off. He's a bird. He absolutely is a bird. I jumped off. Do I have Choppy here? No. Look at that, bro. You can literally... This was the town that I was at. This right here on the ground, this is the town that I was at before coming to the sky level. And you could literally see it from all the way up here. You can see the tower over here on the side. These two towns. And guys, this is literally just a speck on the map. It's not even close. Like you look at this and you think, okay, this has to be like a large portion of the map. It's not. It's not. It's a super small portion of the map. Unbelievably small. You got a bunch of puzzles and shit that you can do. You have like an extendo arm that you can utilize to grab things, turn them and everything, solve puzzles. I think the puzzles are going to piss off a lot of people because for them, you know, they're probably expecting something to hold their hands, but you're not really going to get that too much in this game. He decided to fly. True. You can fast travel vertically. That's insane. Where is the next? Let me see. Hold on. And then obviously you have to unlock more of the sky level. Like the journals. Yeah, the journals are not going to like it. They're not going to, it's very clear they're not going to like it. Overall, I'm trying to find where I threw Choppy, but I can't find it. All right, whatever. I guess it never happened. It never happened. Ultimately, I'll give you some pros and cons right now. The combat is a pro, but it's also a con. The combat I could see getting even more fun than it already is, but it's also a little bit clunky. There is a ton of buttons for you to press in this game, where like the guy in the video said, there are so many things for you to do, so many different combinations, where you're going to be utilizing your entire controller. There's not going to be any dead buttons whatsoever. You're going to utilize every little bit of the controller to its maximum potential. That's just what's going to happen in this game. Number two, the graphics are, I mean, this game, like visually speaking, just from the fantasy setting, overall, it is one of the best looking games I've ever seen. It's one of the best looking games I've ever seen by far. If you're used to Eastern style video games, you're probably not going to mind the controls as much as somebody who's not. If you're not used to Eastern style video games, you're probably going to think that it's a fucking mess. You're probably going to think like it's just through the moon, like terrible controls. The setting is gorgeous. This is very important. The world feels alive. That is very important. The world feels alive. When you're going through the world, the amount of NPCs that are running around, that are doing things, that are talking, everything, it feels alive. The game actually has a trust system where you could build your reputation from stranger to trusted individual, very similar to an MMORPG style system. Obviously, it takes a lot of time, but you could do it. And the way you build it up is by doing your quests and also talking to random NPCs. Every single NPC you could talk to, you can greet them. And if you greet them, it builds trust within the community as to who you are, which is pretty cool. You have a bunch of random animals all throughout the world, and you can pet pretty much every single one from what I can see. There's a crime system. There's a guy who told me to go basically fuck off. I don't know if I have, let me see. Can I find that? Yeah, I went into here and this guy basically said like, fuck you and shit, which is crazy because I was just being really nice to him. So I didn't take that lightly. I got to find where that happened. Let me see. I need to find so I can show you because I got in trouble for kicking his ass and I think I killed him. I'm almost positive I fucking killed the guy. But I'm not 100% sure. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, no, it's not going to be here. It was like way early in the game. All right, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, regardless, the guy said fuck off, so I saved the game and then I kicked the shit out of him. Because he's an asshole. And we're not going to take that lightly. Trying to see, man. I wanted to show that scene, but it's so hard to find the fucking... Yeah, you see how you could pretty much talk to every NPC and gain trust. You can see the trust at the top left. I did a mini game. I did an arm wrestling match. See, you could greet this person. If you greet them, you get wandering free sword trust +5. Your actions are appreciated. This is the arm wrestling mini game right here, which was pretty fun. It throws in a little surprise element that caught me off guard at first, but overall was pretty fun. There's going to be a lot of these. This kind of game is going to have a lot of these like mini games and shit. It's very MMO inspired. You can clearly see that this shit is heavily MMO inspired, but the scope and scale of this game is just unbelievable. Let me see what else. I think that's basically it. I don't. In terms of the negatives, like I said, I haven't run into any glitches or bugs. Performance seems to be a problem unless you're using frame gen. If you're using frame gen, then the performance is fine. Once I turned on frame gen, it was glorious. Now, keep in mind, even with frame gen off, when I wasn't in heavy combat scenarios, it was fine. I was not having any issues, but it was the heavy combat scenarios that maybe lag a little bit. And by lag, I mean like barely again, but still, if I'm lagging in those situations, you better turn on frame gen. Otherwise, you're probably going to be lagging too. But most people are going to have some sort of frame gen on, most likely. So, Tornall, that's crazy. You say you could talk to every NPC except Choppy because RIP Choppy. Bro, Choppy's fine, man. Don't worry about it. Choppy's fine. We got JR becoming a member. Thank you, sir. Jordan, the Immortal Misfit, became a member. I appreciate that, Jordan. Thank you so much, man. We got Stash for $5. Death Stranding 2 is a utility. We're using it for age verification. That's true. That's true. It does help. Dark Knight with a 2. You can't spell ignorant without IGN. That's also true. Dark Knight with a 2. You can't spell ignorant without IGN again. That's also true. Speedy Cake with a 10. They really expect us to believe they spend 10 hours a day on this game for 11 out of 14 days. I call horseshit. I mean, again, that's up to you whether you want to believe it or not. But yeah, who really knows? Oh, guys, I found the Choppy clip. Shout out to Old Man Cat. I found the Choppy clip. Hold on. You're going to see this person who is not me. So I will make sure. You know what? That wasn't worth 100. Okay, I got you. It's worth 100 now. Here we go. It's worth. The 100 now. You're not going to stop me. No amount of dodo is going to stop me. Choppy, it's over for you, buddy. It's over for you, Choppy. I got to make the $100 worth it to the chat. It's over for you, man. It's over.
Holy shit.
Damn. The chat did that, man. Chat did that. It's crazy, man. The chat. The chat did that. Crazy, man. Why would you do that, chat? Why would you do that? Is it me or did you guys hear a slam at the end of that? Hold on, I'm gonna play that back. Just listen very carefully. Let me put the volumes up. All right, I'm gonna be quiet. You heard that? You heard that? Hold on. Oh my God. Ouch. Damn. That's rough. That's rough. We got, hold on. Where are we at? IGN hates Eastern games more, IGN or GDC, or who hates more? Probably a GDC because it's like all encompassing. Sam Slenderman with a 2, IGN ignorant. Hey nerds. I agree. Sam Slenderman with a 5. We need more games that take risk and trust the players, removing crutches and enabling immersive exploration and discovery. Well, that's exactly what this game does. And that's why they hate it so much. Because it doesn't hold your hand and you really could just go out and just do whatever you want. Explore. It's amazing. Mervoth with a 2. Remind me, what did they give Assassin's Creed Shadows? I don't remember, bro. What did IGN score AC Shadows? Let's see. AC Shadows. I think they gave it like a 7 or maybe more. So according to this, IGN gave AC Shadows an 8. Wow. They give it an 8. Amazing. Jay Viper with a 5. Same reviewer gave all these a 7. So buckle up. High Guard, Concord, Skull and Bones, and Avowed. Wow. High Guard, Concord, Skull and Bones, and Avowed all got a 7, but this game is getting a 6. Guaranteed to end at a 5. Crazy. Mervoth with a 2. Antics like this is why Gamergate existed. Exactly. Exactly. People caught on to it, man. Banana with a 189 and IGN 6 sounds like a solid 8, possible 9. It does. It does. War Wizard 199. Whoa, look at me. Hypnotic in my fancy computer. You see? You can't even be honest about your specs anymore. It's crazy. Speedy Cake with a 5. Anyone know what outlet that journalist who couldn't pass the Cuphead tutorial belonged to? I don't remember. Dark Knight with a 2. Hypno running NVIDIA GeForce GT 1030 DDR4 edition. Thank you. Banana for the 499. Hypno super high-end PC doesn't even run DLSS 5. It runs DLSS 6. No one man should have all this power. Maybe that's true. Sam with a 5 says game is running great on the Pro. Prefer performance over balance, but balance looks great also. Oh, that's cool. That's good. That's good. That's good to hear. Adair Soto with a 2 says Hypno showed the deers and rabbits running together. That was at the very end. But we're gonna go back to play the game. So if people want to watch, they could come. Rumble, what do we got? Rumble, what are we doing, man? Let's check Rumble. Rumble's been quiet. Let's see. Space Monkey with a 2. Can you play a hot, attractive female? Not to my knowledge. I have no idea. I've only played this one character, so I don't know. I don't think so. Midnight Mike with a 2. Remember, it isn't the fall that gets you. It's a sudden stop at the end. True. That's true. And then we got Just the Forward with a 189 for a rabbit. He flew pretty good. Sergeant Johnson. Damn. RIP Choppy. All right, boys, listen. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go make the stream live. By the way, guys, we're 4 subscribers away from 9,900 over on Hypnotic Gaming Live. So if you guys are not subscribed on Hypnotic Gaming Live, you should probably go do that. That would be very nice of you if you could go do that. I would greatly appreciate it. Here is the link for the gaming stream. It literally just went live right now. Go check that out and wait over there while we do the waifu battle. If you guys are not going to sit around to enjoy the waifu battle, then go hang out over there. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for supporting the stream today. I hope you guys all enjoyed the topics that we talked about today. And again, guys, I'm going to be working on a dedicated video. Oh, one more thing before you leave, guys. I released a video today. It didn't do nowhere near as well as my last video on 1348X Voto. If you guys did not get notified about the video regarding NVIDIA DLSS 5, and the conversation around that, please go support that video. If you're not going to hang on the game stream, here's the link to the video right there. I'm dropping it in the chats as well. Go check out that video. If you haven't watched it, give it a long view duration, a like, a comment, all that good stuff. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And again, thank you guys so much for the support. You guys have been amazing. Let's do the waifu battle, and let's close out the stream and go play some more Crimson Desert. Let's go. All right, boys. The waifu battle's here. Now, if you guys missed the last waifu battle, we have a champion that is just winning nonstop, and it is none other than the one and the only Red Sonja, ladies and gentlemen. Killing it. Killing it. Now, before we bring out the challenger, let's go over the rules of engagement. Rule number 1, all super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way they are going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact and you put the name of the waifu that you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2, you can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You can vote for the champion, who is none other than Red Sonja. You can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen will be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do you understand the rules? You don't understand anything, and you're not going to convince me otherwise. Boys, we got an interesting challenger. She hasn't been back. She hasn't been back in the waifu battle for a long time, and I figure, you know what? Hey, I've been kind of like in a Final Fantasy mood lately, just been thinking about certain games and stuff like that. I figured let's bring back a character from one of my favorite Final Fantasies of all time, if not my favorite of all time. We haven't brought her back in a while. So let's do it and see if she could be the one to kick Red Sonja's ass finally. That's right, boys. The challenger that's going to go up against Red Sonja is going to be none other than the one and the only Beatrix from Final Fantasy IX, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Red Sonja, or is it going to be the badass Beatrix? The names are on the bottom. Let me know who your waifu is, boys. Look, Toxin right off the bat, who loves getting beat by women. $1.99 for Beatrix. He didn't even wait. He pre-gooned. He pre-gooned right off the bat. Thank you so much. We got Raza with a 10 over on Rumble for Red Sonja. So Red Sonja is already out of ban territory right away. Right away, immediately. God, that is crazy, man. Rumble is holding it down right now for Red Sonja. This is interesting. Didn't she have a bandage? Yes, but this is the waifu battle, so we need to see everything. You understand? Fallen Angel with a 2 says Red Sonja, of course. I appreciate that, Fallen Angel. We got Midnight Mike with a 2 over on Rumble for Red Sonja, and then says Redheads for life. Thank you. I appreciate that, Midnight Mike. I appreciate that. Shout out to Midnight Mike. And then we got Backbone, EJ8 with a 10 immediately for Sonja, Red Sonja. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Damn, man. Genetic Spore says traders. Yep, that sounds about right. That sounds about right, my man. I'm just setting up the other stream while you guys go crazy right now. Toxin says you're all lame. Every single one of you are lame. According to Toxin. Do you agree? Do you agree? Most people will only know Red Sonja. That's not true, man. Come on. People got to know Beatrix, Final Fantasy 9. Come on, man. Come on, man. Steiner's fucking lover and everything. Come on. You gotta know Beatrix, man. Ali Kusanagi throwing in a 10 for Red Sonja. Thank you, Ali Kusanagi. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. There we go. Final Twin. Final Twin knows. Not only did Final Twin get Beatrix out of banned territory for a $9.99, he says Beatrix had a bit of a crush on her when I first played Final Fantasy 9. Let's fucking go, Final Twin. Final Twin, I appreciate that, man. Exactly. Finally, somebody with class. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to Final Twin. I appreciate it. Where's Sonya? She's working or something. I don't know. Steiner looked like the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas. That's true. He really did, especially back in those days with those graphics. It's so bad. She has a surprisingly large amount of fan art. I'm telling you, she's very well known. Beatrix is loved by a lot of women. A lot of men too. Who is this Beagle chick? Bro, come on, man. What are we doing? All right, boys. It is time to bring down Beatrix, and it is time to bring out none other than the current Waifu Battle champion, Red Sonja. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who's going to win. Is it going to be Red Sonja, or is it going to be Beatrix? Where are the Final Fantasy fans, man? Final Fantasy fans, come on. Come on, man. You're killing me here. You're killing me here. Final Fantasy fans, you need to felt these people. Red Sonja's been champion for too long. Way too long. Have I seen Knight's Path protagonist's mother? They revealed it. Yes, I did. I did, and she is thick. Mom is thick. I saw that. There we fucking go. There we fucking go. There we fucking go. John D. John D. Let's go, man. A man of class. Beatrix for Final Fantasy 9 and for Tier 2. Fuck the lag. Let's fucking go, John D. Yes. Oh, they're coping in the chat now, boys. They're coping in the chat right now. Thank you, John D. I appreciate that. What a legend, man. What a fucking legend John D is. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. They're coping right now. Massive amounts of cope. Final Fantasy fans will not go down without a fight, boys. Remember that. You bastards. Wait, what? You don't confirm how to spell it? Someone at the beginning said, Red Sonja, you accepted it? Yes, because spelling has not been a rule in the Waifu Battle for almost a year now. As long as I know generally what you're trying to convey, then it counts. So if you say Sonya and you misspell it and a character is Red Sonja, then I'm giving it to Sonya. UFO Mega with a 5. Beatrix, how could I pass up the baddest baddie of Final Fantasy 9? Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to UFO Mega holding it down for the Final Fantasy fans. Thank you so much. If Red Sonja keeps winning, he might be forced to bring back Tifa. Nah, I would try to bring back someone else. I would try to bring back someone else. There's other major waifus that aren't Tifa that I could probably bring back. Stefan says, I love being proved wrong. Come on, Beatrix. Let's go. Final Fantasy is felting Red Sonja right now. Let's go. Dark Knight with a 2 says, Beatrix, I wish my girlfriend would cosplay as her. Make it happen. Convince her. Convince her, man. Thank you for the 2. I appreciate that. Absolute legend. What's the big-chested girl from Final Fantasy X again? Lulu. You're talking about Lulu. Everybody remembers Lulu's titties, bro. There's not a single guy in this chat that doesn't remember Lulu's titties. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real. All right, boys, stop lagging because we're about to bring Red Sonja off the screen. Final Fantasy fans, be ready for potential chair shots because it might happen. Here we go, boys. Final countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Waiting for lag, waiting for lag, waiting for lag, waiting for lag, and that is it.
Waifu Battle Belt is mine!
Holy shit.
Wow, Red Sonja got abandoned, boys. Red Sonja got abandoned. Damn, feed the ducks, man. Feed the ducks. That's crazy. First off, John D, what clip you want, man? I need to know what clip you want, John D, for the $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger. Let me know what clip you want, man. I got to put the belt on Beatrix because she got belted. I'm going to throw this laptop through a fucking window in a minute. No. Chat's choice? Oh, no. Chat's never going to be able to choose. So I'm going to choose for the chat.
All right, boys, we got another Red Boy Hyper Banger. Let's bring the ladies in!
Shout out to John D. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate that sincerely. Then our cuz Rage with a 5 membership banger and the chat screen. Shout out to every single one of you. Another one, 284 in a row. Thank you, our cuz Rage, for finishing it off, man. I appreciate you, man, for the 5 membership banger. The numbers are in, and we got Beatrix at 122 versus Red Sonja at $36.09, which means the winner and the new Waifu Battle champion is none other than the one and the only Beatrix, which means the song is going to hit just that much better. That much better. Let's do it one more time, boys. One more time. Let's go. The coping and seething is going strong right now, especially on Rumble.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it for the Waifu Battle, boys. Beatrix is going to go backstage. She will face off against another waifu tomorrow, Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Do not miss it. It's always a great time. All right, boys. Thank you so much for the insane support today. I appreciate it very, very much. Our streams have been doing amazing lately. Go support the video. If you're not going to hang out on the gaming stream, go support the gaming stream. If you're not going to go watch the video, if you already watched it, or watch whoever you want. It doesn't matter. I appreciate everybody that came and hung out with us today. Thank you, everybody, for liking, commenting, spamming the chat, super chatting, gifting memberships, everything. I appreciate that. And, of course, shout out to the Hypno mods for doing what they do every single day as well. I appreciate you there. We got 2 gifted games that I want to take a look at before we go. We got James Zopp saying Choppy's Revenge. Oh, my God, bro. Super Choppy Orc. Oh, my God. Are you fucking serious, James Zopp, bro? What are we doing? Like, what are we... Oh, my God, bro. This is fucking insane. Enjoy this oldie. Fear Effect. Oh, this is really old. Holy shit. Thank you, Great Ape. I appreciate that. Fear Effect, the pioneering cel-shaded cinematic action game. Bro, that's crazy. That's really old. Thank you so much, Great Ape. I appreciate that. All right, guys. I will see every single one of you on the next one. Hopefully tonight or maybe tomorrow. Regardless, go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you gay.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck Indiana Jones, put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck Baby J, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in a queenie and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns!
I bring light. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light.